So let's talk a little bit about how this works. The interesting thing, and if you can kind of wrap your head around this new world of augmented intelligence or artificial intelligence, you can really bring your templates to life now. Now, what does that mean, right? Right now, a template or a form is a field that after you meet with somebody or have a patient encounter, you go and you fill out. Well, a major differentiator, what we've done is really kind of put the clinical leadership in control, okay, of what is the AI going to write. Now, first of all, the first time any of you have maybe seen an AI note be written before, it's magic. It's like seeing fire for the first time. But when the rubber meets the road is when it gets to your QM department and you go to a utilization review or a peer-to-peer challenge with the payer, right? What is the quality of what's coming out? You as clinical leadership understand your regulations, your payers, your levels of care, your requirements, the thematic things that you've found in a joint commission or a CARF audit. You know what a gold standard output looks like. So what we do when we say you can bring your templates to life is during the configuration and the setup of this tool, we go through and actually enable you to tell the AI what it should be writing in every single one of the fields for all of your templates. Now we make that easy by packaging an onboarding tool with you. So you get to define that output based on your interpretation and clinical judgment of what the AI should be looking for out of the conversations and encounters that are had between your clinicians and your patients. So there's a little bit of a fear in AI because a lot of it's black box, right? You put something in, it comes right out, and you go, well, why did it say that? Well, we actually crack that open with ClinicTracker. So behind your templates, you get to prompt them and talk to the AI, right? AI is just a tool that's here to stay. It's important that we build, and we're empowering you to do this, but build those AI skill sets within your repertoire of operating in the future of healthcare to align with the ever-moving goalposts of payer requirements and regulations, and then scale that across the organization. We'll talk about that once it's saved. So how does it actually work? Once we do the template configuration and a little bit of that upfront work, you simply, there's a little icon, and we'll demo this today, that lives in the ClinicTracker UI that you click on, and then instantly it taps into the audio system of the endpoint or the device you're using, however you're using it in the ClinicTracker portal. It then transcribes a session, okay? So it listens to it. It actually does not record the audio. We did that to protect you and to protect the client from a privacy perspective as well. It instantly transcribes a conversation. It holds on to that transcript. And then when you click the generate button, it looks at the template that it needs to fill out, the instructions behind each field in that template. It uses the AI reasoning to then populate every one of those checkboxes, drop downs, text fields based on your instructions at the leadership level. So what happens is you really scale your gold standard output across all of your clinicians, and all they need to do is provide care, review the output from the AI, and then save their note or document. The other thing is that what we've really thought through is the lineage of documentation. Okay, so for example, what's required to be in a progress note? Well, it needs to look at the measurable treatment goals or problem list, the medically necessary interventions that are aligned with that measurable progress goal, and then it needs to show evidence of that intervention being used, as well as progress or lack of progress towards those measurable goals to justify the sustained level of care, right? So how do you do that with an individual encounter? See, most AI platforms, when you look at them, you've probably seen some on your social feeds, they just take that isolated patient encounter. Take that isolated patient encounter, they summarize it, they give you a note, goes in the system, and that's it. Well, this is different because it's in the ecosystem of the EHR. What the brilliant team at ClinicTracker have done is push that treatment plan, push that patient information and immunization and all that information so that it's chart aware. And that's a major differentiator. When that rubber meets the road and you do get audited on this documentation in the future, it's going to be individualized, chart aware, and golden thread accurate. And then at the end of that, you'll review your document as a clinician. And then if they don't like what's written, they can even talk to the AI scribe again and say, hey, change this, change that, add this, add that. They can talk to the scribe. So think of this, we're personifying technology because it's augmented intelligence. We're now, think of the clinician as now they can talk to the chart. They can go, oh, that looks great, or it doesn't, and change this and that. And it kind of almost puts the EHR a little bit at a second layer, which really enables them to continue to just provide care. And then the compliance and documentation is handled.